Hello, everyone. Welcome to IT 198W, specifically the fall semester. I hope you all had a wonderful summer break. It was relaxing. You got a chance to disconnect. Whether you actually got a chance to take the full summer off, even if you're working, I hope you all had a very relaxing and cool summer. But I heard that Fresno wasn't really that hot this past summer. But I'm excited to kick this course off with you. I'm excited to learn from you and grow with you. And I'm excited to read all of your papers that I will be grading and reviewing this semester. I usually have a blast reading about the ideas that you all have and how you approach things. It's very refreshing, and you keep me smart because like I said, I learned something new from you all, and I'm very excited to do so. So I usually like to make these little intro videos to let you know, even though this is an online class, I am a real person. You have a real professor guiding this course. It's not AI. So I just usually like to put a face to the person who will be emailing you and sending you announcements every week. But I created like a little PowerPoint, just kind of giving you an overview of who I am. So bear with me as I get that up and running. There we go. Okay. Like I said, this is IT 198W, Industrial Tech 198. It's our writing course. You do not have to be an IT major to be taking this course. Any major can be taking this course. Usually, you have to you have to fulfill a certain amount of credits to be taking a W course, but that's the only requirement. So everyone is welcome to take this course. Who am I? So my name, you can call me Miss Pichardo because only my sister calls me by my first name for laughs. Everyone else has a nickname for me, but she thinks it's hilarious when she calls me Selena. I feel like, it's supposed to be my mother, but she likes to call me that. So Miss Pichardo, unless you are my sister. I am a proud Fresno State alum. I got my undergrad and my master's at Fresno State. I was a communications scholar, both undergrad and my master's as well. In my grad school, I was what you called a critical culture scholar. So I analyze media and what that reveals about our current society at the time. My pretty much my philosophy and thesis was pop culture is political. What we watch says a lot about our society, but what we don't watch, what we don't see, also says an equal amount. I thought I was going to go like the full distance PhD after my first year. After that first year of writing, I was like, yeah, no, PhD isn't for me. So I jumped back into my initial career, which was corporate communications. I do live in San Francisco. I do have a full time job, typical 9 to 5, 8 to 5 job. I work with corporate communications. Usually that role revolves anything from media relations. So I'm talking to reporters, I'm drafting award submissions, a lot of writing. Trust me, writing is important. Doesn't even matter which career you're in, you're going to be doing some form of writing. I previously taught intro to like public speaking, group discussion courses at Clovis Community, and now I'm here at Fresno State. So I'm very excited. So, what is this class? Get ready to write. It is a writing course. So, do not be surprised. Don't be shocked as you review the syllabus, review the assignments and the deadlines, especially as you review the requirements for projects one and two. You see how much there is. It is a writing course. There's a certain amount of writing you have to do to fulfill this course. So, don't be shocked. This course is focusing on technical writing, and that is a form of communication that anyone can use to convey information about specialized topics. Now, what does that mean? That can mean anything, especially, it could probably mean a lot for your majors. I do have a lot of IT majors who take this course. I do have like a lot of ag business, ag mechanics, engineers who take this course. I also have a lot of nurses, a lot of med students who take this course. Because no matter what your career is, especially when you get into these specialized industries, you're going to need to know how to write a memo. Yes, writing an email is going to be important, but how do you write reports? How do you write proposals? But it's not only that, like, how do you write well? and sometimes explicitly in the sense of you will have to lay out steps, usually with memos and reports. Maybe you are going to go into human resources and you got to roll out a new onboarding process, and you got to explain to the department and to all the new employees on how this new process works. You're going to have to create like a step by step guide. All of that is technical writing. So we're going to be focusing on that: how to write well, how to write explicitly, and just how to be strong writers overall. Are we meeting this semester? No, this is an online class. Everything will be online. There won't be any surprise, JK, I'm going to be in Fresno. We're meeting next Monday. No, none of that. This will all be strictly online. I will be keeping Mondays as our day of deadlines, our day of modules going live. So I try to keep Monday as that day. There might be some exceptions, especially as I work on all of the modules and finalize them throughout the semester. If I realize like, oh, I'm done with these two modules, it's, Saturday, I'll probably just publish them so that way they're ready to go. Your project two deadlines at the very end of the semester, I give you more time on that. So those will be in the middle of the week versus a Monday. But we'll really dive into that not only as we get into the semester, but as you review the syllabus. And I believe in the next slide or so, you'll see deadlines. So, some course policies: I like to say no late assignments, especially because it can get very confusing, especially as I'm teaching a couple other online courses. If you know you're going to be late, email if there's a serious emergency. And I will trust you all to make that call on what's a serious emergency. Let's see, last semester, someone emailed me saying, I got called into work last minute. Can I have an extension on this project? No, because you knew about the project beforehand. Um, and you are now emailing me the night where it is due. I can try to work it out, but that's what I said. It depends on the situation. So just email me. We'll try to figure something out. I'm not really a stickler on that. Like I said, I just try to say no late assignments to keep my sanity. But if there is going to be a severe situation where you think you're going to need more time and you're not going to be able to make the deadline, email me and we will work something out. The only caveat I'll say is if I do agree to give you an extension, it is going to be your responsibility to turn that in. I will not be chasing you down. I will not be sending you reminders. If you want an extension, I will give you the extension, but then it is your responsibility to follow through with that. No AI, I say that, but I'm realistic about the world we live in, especially as we're writing. Like the whole idea is that you need to be a good writer. Yes, you have AI, but that's not going to tell you how to be a good writer. I don't like it. I don't trust it. I can't be naive and think that you all are gonna not use it, but I can ask to say, please, no AI, especially when it comes to your writing. And also, I can tell. Professors can tell when you're using these AI platforms to write your papers. So if you're going to use it, you're going to have to be crazy smart with editing to make it pass. So be that as it will, take that with a grain of salt. I will be using Turnitin, especially when it comes for your final drafts for project one and two. So if you have any questions about what's considered to be plagiarism, what is plagiarism? Am I doing this wrong? Just go ahead and send me an email, ask. We also have plenty of workshops on plagiarism on campus. But like I said, I will be using Turnitin for your final drafts for projects one and two. So that shouldn't be a surprise when it's time to submit them. I also try to give you 24 hours to respond during the workday, the work week. Like I said, I do have another full-time job, 9 to 5. I usually won't be checking my emails until I get home in the evening. So try to give me 24 hours to respond. I can be a little bit quicker on the weekends. I can be quicker within 24 hours. It just depends on what I got going on that week. If I do have something going on, I'll be traveling for work. I'll be going out of town. I will let you all know that so that way you can expect a delay. So don't worry, I will make sure you're all aware of where I'll be and if there will be a delay in my responses. And these are the due dates for the semester. This is going to be posted on Canvas. This is also in your syllabus. So you're going to be able to find this all over the place. But as you can see, we do have quite a few deadlines coming up throughout the semester. It all starts with kind of like introductions, your syllabus quiz. You're going to have a few homework assignments, but most of it is going to be your project. Project 2 is going to be the one with the most deadlines. So keep an eye on that and keep track of it. As you can see, there's going to be 4 different deadlines for Project 2. So just be aware of that. And I'm here if you need help with anything, if you don't understand anything, if something doesn't make sense, even if you don't know how to navigate, like I'm sorry, I don't know if you're the right person to ask. I need help getting a hold of so and so. Can you help me? I can try to do the best that I can. Send me an email. I prefer email. That is my number one preference. Because with Canvas inbox, I actually don't get those notifications that you send me a message on Canvas. But when you send me an email, that's connected to my phone. I see that right away. So sometimes I'm able to respond quickly if I see it across my phone. What if I'm on the train and I can respond quickly? I can go ahead and do that. So, number one preference, email. That would be nice. But I understand if you just want to send me a message through Canvas, I'll make sure to check that as well. And that's it. Let me stop sharing. Okay. So that is it, everyone. I am your professor for this semester. I am very excited. I think it's going to be a great semester. I'm excited to learn and to read what you will be writing about. And if you have any questions, any concerns, anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am here for you. I'm here to help you. This is your course. I am just giving you information, but it's your course. It is your journey. And I'm here to help you. So I will stop rambling. It was nice to meet you all virtually. I will be hosting Zoom, office hours. I almost said happy hours. Office hours throughout the semester. So if you have any questions as well and you want to like actually talk to someone, I'll go ahead and do that. If you also just want to actually talk to me like one-on-one, send me an email and I'm happy to schedule a Zoom meeting. I don't mind doing that at all. It'll just have to be either in the evenings or on the weekends because of my work. But I will be happy to accommodate any meeting requests that you might have. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and dive in, and I'll see you in the next video.